Welcome to the Stack Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast, and I have to deeply apologize for not sharing episodes over the past couple of weeks. I was sick, and the crazy thing is I tried to record an episode each week, and my voice was just cracking. It wasn't up to par. I couldn't hear myself, but I couldn't even edit them to get to the right standard, but I am finally back this week. Full health, full voice, which is the more important thing, and we're here to run over the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days, as per usual, and we'll hopefully get back in the rhythm of doing these things and get more interviews out for everyone. You'll also notice we didn't do any reviews over the past few weeks for that same reason, but we will be getting a whole bunch of them out over this week and next week and really catching up as best I can. But we're going to kick this episode off with news from the hardcore brand, or even the king of hardcore brands in Apollon Nutrition, who they've had an incredible year so far, and it's hard to can't even make it. It's impossible to not have them as a contender right now for a Brand of the Year award. It's just, Ghost is up there as well. I think Inspired has had a great year. Galaxon looks like it's going to be coming on strong. We can't forget Morphogen. There are so many brands out there, but Apollon's just done a great job at almost bringing it every week and month since the start of the year. It reminds me a lot of when Inspired won our Brand of the Year award back in 2019. It wasn't that it was out of character for Inspired, but they weren't as frequent or consistent as they were in 2019, as they were in 2018, or even last year in 2020. They just bought it big time in 2019, almost as if everything just lined up and they had release after release, development after development, evolution after evolution. And again, it wasn't that it was out of character, it just seemed they had a good run from January to December. And that's exactly what Apollon's got going for 2021. Not that they were at all bad in previous years, but they were nowhere near as consistent, as frequent as they are this year, and it just really seems like they've got everything in order, everything in line, and they're pumping things out non-stop. Apollon was already very well known for reformulating its products, making them better, adding ingredients, increasing dosages, doing things like that. And this year they've just done it more. And this is on top of flavor extensions, new products, all new things. The combination products that they've done, such as Double Impact, and that's exactly what we're about to talk about now. So Apollon Nutrition announced last week that it is bringing back its combination PreWorkout Double Impact, which for those who missed it, it's not too surprising if you did. It was a limited time product, so it wasn't available for all that long. It came and went, but the idea was the formula brought together characteristics of Assassin, which is Apollon's hardcore pre-workout, and Hooligan, which is its more balanced, well-rounded pre-workout. And so basically Double Impact brought those two together, kind of giving you ingredients and dosages from both and putting you somewhere in the middle. Again, that product was extremely limited, came out a few months ago, and now Apollon's announced that it's bringing it back. And not only is it bringing it back, it's bringing it back in typical Apollon style with improvements. Now, we know nothing about what these improvements are, only that it's going to be a better experience. And just to top it off, that wasn't all Apollon announced last week. To go with the Double Impact return announcement, it also said that hopefully between now and sometime at the end of the year, it is planning to launch a new version of Hooligan, which is, again, as I mentioned, it's more balanced, well-rounded pre-workout, which will be version number 6, so a Hooligan V6, and it's just going to add another entry to what is already a massive calendar from Apollon in 2021. Much like with the return of Double Impact, we don't know too much about what is going into this new version of Hooligan, only that it's going to be an improvement on the previous one, as with all of Apollon's reformulations and releases. It'd just be a step up, or not really a step up, a rebalancing or a more efficient version, however you want to say. Just an all-around improved take on Hooligan. But yes, as with January, February, March, April, May, June, and July, the second half of the year, August through to December, looks like it's going to be no different for fans of Apollon, and you will not be short on excitement, hype, and new products. From there, we go to, as mentioned, another brand that is looking likely in the running for a Brand of the Year nomination. Just they've had a good year so far. They slowed down a bit over the past couple of months, but you can't forget how good their opening few months were, and they look like they've got a buttload more excitement coming in the second half of the year. Galaxon is basically planning to turn the dial back up again, and it has confirmed that sometime between now and the end of the year, we don't know if it's going to be sort of like an every 2-week thing or just when they have them, but they're going to be launching a whole bunch of supplements. Some of these are reformulations, and some of them are entirely new launches, and some of them are things that we've heard about, but have only now kind of got an update on that they are now nearing release. Firstly, Galaxon has said that Slice V2 is coming out. This is a product that we've heard about before, so an evolution of its stimulant-based fat burner, Slice. We've also got details that Goon Mode is also finally rolling out. Goon Mode is Galaxon's entry into the gaming category, and much like Slice V2, it's a product that we've had bits and pieces about previously, but again, now we know that it's finally coming to launch. We're also getting a new version of Galaxon's nootropic supplement hybrid, as well as a revamped version of its amino product, Xeno Amino. So those are 4, and now this is, in addition to all of that, there are 3 entirely new products that were revealed and named last week, and these were ones that we had not heard about at all. So to go with Goon Mode, which of those ones I mentioned is the only entirely new product we had heard about before, over the next few months, Galaxon is launching Wonder Collagen, which is of course a collagen-based supplement. A product called Zerion, which is meant to be an incredibly unique supplement, which from Galaxon that's probably their typical product, but it's described as a longevity and a glucose disposal agent. So longevity ingredients mixed with that of your kind of things you get in a GDA to help with carbohydrate uptake and nutrient absorption, and they're rolling all these things into one. And the product will be called Zerion. We don't know too much else about that. It does have a badass label. And then the last one, on top of all of that, there is a product coming called Anomaly, which will be a muscle building supplement. And the very interesting thing about this is it's formulated using artificial intelligence. We will have more details on that later. Obviously, there's most definitely a story behind it. So you got Anomaly, Zerion, Wonder Collagen, Goon Mode, and then new versions of Slice, Hybrid, and Xeno Amino. These are all due to arrive from Galaxon sometime between now and the end of the year. So that will be more than Galaxon's done in the past 7.5 months, coming in the next 5.5, basically. Sorry, 4.5. And this is, from what I know, there might even be more things thrown in the mix. But it's a huge calendar coming over the next few months, and so you can check out more detail on those products, or the few details we have on top of what I've mentioned on the website. Just type in Galaxon. In fact, if you just go to Stacked, I'm pretty sure it's one of the top featured stories in that homepage featured section that you see when you open the site. It should still be up there. We now move to a story from the relatively new brand ASC Supplements, who I guess it's not that new, but they've really kind of been new on our radar, coming up and being shared on Stacked over the past year or so, I think. It's a pretty reputable brand, pretty well put together supplements. They enter, so far they've only really entered your big categories such as pump, pre-workout, amino, and weight loss, as well as stimulant-free weight loss. So they've really stuck to those mainstream categories. This past week, ASC entered the sleep game, which is, as I've mentioned many times before, is one of my favorite categories. They also put together one hell of a formula, and the thing is that one one of the reasons I like sleep supplements in general is just because when you can enhance sleep and you can ensure you get deep quality sleep, of course, if you're someone who doesn't get it naturally, even supplements that can just get you better sleep than you could even do on your best night, it enhances recovery, which in turn gets you back into the gym more recovered, more energized, more refreshed, more revitalized, and you're ready to destroy your muscles all over again. And the better the recovery, the better results has always been my experience. And sleep supplements are just a direct link to that. I've very much appreciated the results from top quality sleep supplements, even those that combine sleep ingredients with recovery ingredients, and they tend to provide even better results. But so ASC has jumped into the category, and it has put together a pretty solid formula. Like I said, you don't see too many brands entering the sleep market as much as I used to. At least when you're comparing like how many brands there are now, I would have thought you would see, a little more sleep products. But ASC's come out with one, and it's put together a solid one, which I definitely appreciate, because it's a specialized category, and they've packed their supplement out with, they get your typical sleep ingredients in there, such as melatonin, GABA, tryptophan, theanine, 5-HTPs in there as well, taurine, L-DOPA, all at pretty solid dosages. For example, the GABA's at 3 grams, the melatonin's at the usual 5. And that's kind of something, if you know ASC and if you've seen its other supplements like its pre-workouts, you'll know that that's, you kind of expected that. They put together solid stuff. So if you're a fan like myself of sleep supplements, I would grab this one. It looks pretty good. And as I said, and as I say all the time, the sleep supplements don't come around that often, especially ones that are well dosed. Not that there aren't any out there that are pretty reliable, there are plenty, but it's always fun to try something new and different. So you can read more about ASC's new sleep aid on our website. And we now shoot over to another new product coming from Grizzly, which is a Canadian company. I think they launched in March of this year, I believe they told me. Relatively new brand, much like ASC. They sort of hit mainstream categories. There's a pre-workout, a protein powder, a test booster, and then they have an amino, but the amino is a little bit of a hybrid thing. It brings together 2 categories, which you can kind of confirmed in the name with aminos and nootropics. But the product the brand has come out with now is, I would say it's a mainstream category, but it is very rare. And in fact, I don't even think I've seen a brand that's as old as 5 months or whatever Grizzly is. I've ever seen a brand this young enter that category, if it didn't enter it on launch. And we're talking about beverage. So Grizzly has come out with an energy drink simply called Grizzly Energy. 2 flavors on the menu, an orange mango and a strawberry kiwi. And they are both nutritionally friendly, so you don't have any sugar, fat, or protein, with only 3 grams of carbs and 10 calories. So right in line with a lot of the other top tasting beverages you've got out there. And as far as the formula goes, it's pretty straightforward. It's like a lot of energy drinks, the formulas aren't intended to be competitive with your likes of your pre-workouts and your loaded nootropics. They're kind of designed to give you energy when you need it on the go. And that's exactly the formula to get with this one. The brand has put together a blend of taurine, guarana, and inositol. And of course, caffeine is in there as well, which is right around our preferred amount, similar to what you get in the likes of 3D Energy. And that is 160 milligrams of caffeine. So it's a pretty solid product, great entry. I believe Grizzly in Canada is exclusive to GNC, the Grizzly supplements that is. They wanted to make it clear that even though the supplements are still exclusive to GNC, the new Grizzly energy drink is not. So you can probably expect to see this one showing up in many other shelves and stores outside of GNC in Canada, but the supplements will remain exclusive to that major retailer. From there we go over to a functional brand, or a mainstream functional brand in Think. Now, it was probably like 2-3 years ago, Think launched a keto protein bar. And I strangely bought this one. I can't remember why I did. I just think I liked the macros of it. It looked pretty interesting. keto products aren't usually my style, mostly because the keto products tend to shoot for lower carbs, higher fats than they do good protein. But Think's keto protein bar, true to its name, kind of blends the two sides. From the keto style, it has low carbs, and then from the protein style, it has high protein. It's not your 20 grams. It's 10 grams of protein per bar, which is not bad if the calories are in it. But I think I grabbed this one, and it was absolutely delicious. The thing just blew my mind. It tastes exactly like a chocolate peanut butter cup. And it's things like these that make it dangerous, because even when you count the calories and macros, when they taste this good, they just encourage you to eat more, which is the downside. And this was one of those things. It was easily the tastiest, moderately high protein bar I've had, with, again, 10 grams, and I think the calories were around 180 with 4 grams of net carbs. So it's not as lean as some of those bars that have 20 grams of protein and 220 calories or 200 calories. But the whole goal was to sort of be that keto balance and the protein balance. But either way, the taste on it is absolutely amazing. But since it launched back in, I swear it was 2019, it launched, they haven't added any more flavors. It's been available in that same chocolate peanut butter, which couldn't be a better description, because it does taste, as I said, like a chocolate peanut butter cup. They haven't had any more flavors. This week, though, we finally got not one but 2 new additions to the menu, and I'm probably going to whip out my wallet on these again, because they sound even better than the first one. At least one of them does. So to go with the chocolate peanut butter pie, which was the name of the first one, Think has added chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. So I know they can deliver chocolate peanut butter now. They've infused it with cookie dough. And then there is chocolate mousse pie, which, if you're a chocolate lover such as myself, that just sounds amazing. And if you've had the Think Keto Protein Bar, you'll know that a super high, triple, decadent, rich chocolate flavor would suit the hell out of this thing, because they nail the texture, they nail the sweetness, they nail the thickness and the creaminess. And so a chocolate mousse pie just sounds exactly like what you would expect if they were to combine all the chocolate they could into this one keto bar. And what's even better is the macros on this are pretty much the same. They are slightly lower on the net carbohydrate count. So while the first one had 4 grams, the new ones have 3 grams and 2 grams. So 2 grams in the cookie dough, and then 3 grams of net carbs in the chocolate mousse. So yeah, you can go get a better look at either of those on the website. Again, head over to Stack, type in Think or Think Keto Protein Bar, and they'll pop up. But yeah, definitely give them. If you haven't tried them, I definitely suggest it, especially if you're a fan of protein snacks and functional foods. Don't be put off by the keto side. That's more of just if they were to call it a high protein, low carb bar. It does a great job at attacking both angles, being moderately dosed in protein and relatively low in carbohydrates. And the price on them isn't that bad. While you usually pay $25 for 12 bars, these are $17 for 12. But again, you get the less protein, but well worth trying. Trust me on that one. But the next story we have, and the last story we have for this episode, is coming from RYSE, who recently came out. You might have seen they came out with their first ever flavor collaboration with Sunny D, the iconic orange drink Sunny D. And then shortly after that, we got confirmation that they were doing, that was only the start of things. So they did a mural, I believe it's at their home gym or their own gym or whatever it is. They did this big mural, and on it were logos of various snacks and treats, including Sunny D. But alongside Sunny D, they had Smarties, Bazooka Bubblegum, and the iconic Ring Pop. And so that basically confirmed that these are other collaborations that the brand is going to be coming out with. on top of Sunny D. So this Sunny D, as big as it was and exciting as it was, it's really on the start of collaborations for RYSE, and it'll be cool to see how they attack these. And it's very impressive that they haven't just gone with the one, and they've got like a whole bunch lined up. Not sure when those are coming out, but the reason I'm bringing up RYSE anyway is last week RYSE made a pretty. I mean, we see teasers all the time, but this was one of the juiciest teasers I've seen in a while. So they came out and they said they're launching a new pre-workout, and this pre-workout is going to be different from any of its other ones. If you're a RYSE fan, you'll know RYSE has 3 pre-workouts at the moment. There's its original, simply named pre-workout. Then you get the Project Blackout one, which is a little more advanced, and that's also called pre-workout. And then there's Loaded Pre, which is the more recent supplement, which is I believe it's more cost-effective, more focus-based pre-workout. And it's $5 cheaper than the brand's regular pre-workout, sitting at $39.99. But the new pre-workout that they're teasing is separate from all of these. But the biggest kind of thing they said was that there was a whole bunch of clues that they said is, firstly, the pre-workout is going to be a movie collaboration. They didn't say what movie, they just said a movie collaboration. It is also going to be an industry first. So I don't know what they mean by that. They just said industry first. It's going to have a huge 46-gram serving size, like absolutely huge. That is giant. And in that 46-gram serving size is going to be 12 grams of pure citrulline per. So that's these are the few highlights it shared. So I mean, we'll break them down a little bit. I don't know about the movie collaboration. I'm not too sure what movie they're going to kind of team up with. They didn't really drop too many clues on that. The industry first part, I thought that maybe they were going to drop clues on that. They kind of just said industry first. I don't think it's related to any of those things that they mentioned. Mostly because we've seen brands partner with movies before, so that's not the industry first part. Obviously, Insane Labs did it with Hellboy. You've also obviously seen BPI recently did it with Fast and Furious. G Fuel did it with Free Guy just recently, and the new Venom movie. So movie collaboration is obviously not industry first thing, and I don't believe it's the other things either, because we have seen a pre-workout with more than 46 grams per serving. That title goes to, as far as I know, that's the heaviest one we've had, that is 48 grams. And that was Muscle Element's first ever version of their pre-workout Pre-Cre. And then as for the citrulline, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm not sure if there are any others, but the one comes to mind, Nutribolic's, I think it was Supernova, their maximum serving had 12 grams of straight citrulline per maximum serving. So as far as I know, that's not the industry first part they're referencing. So it's definitely left me guessing, because those were already big highlights. A movie collab is pretty cool to see. A 46 gram serving size is massive. I mean, 25% of that is, more than 25% of that is the citrulline, which is pretty intense. 12 grams of citrulline as well is another huge highlight. And they're saying it's industry first, so there's something else big tucked away and hidden that's worth getting juiced about. So it'll be cool to see where this comes, how this rolls out, what it's going to look like. 46 grams again is a beast. I've seen brands and heard brands kind of hype up when their dose or the serving size is around 30 grams, and again, that's plenty of room to make a good solid pre-workout. I'm pretty sure most of our top pre-workouts that we've had haven't been over that 30 maximum. I mean, I can't remember. None of them are usually up in that realm. So to have something in 46, it's got to be pretty intense. I mean, I have to guess that maybe there's some aminos in there. Maybe there's some carbs. Maybe there's some creatine. Usually those are the things that make a product a little bit heftier, putting BCAAs in there. But again, RYSE hasn't said anything about the ingredients outside of the citrulline. So, I mean, they could be in there. They may not be in there. We'll have to wait and see. But we're going to share little details whenever they share a little deal, we're going to be sharing it as well, just because it's going to be a very fun little product to unfold and see how it turns out. But you can get a closer look, or at least read more about the new RYSE product that's coming soon on our website. Just to, again, type in RYSE, or even just 46 grams, you'll be able to find the story. But make sure you check it out. And I guess we'll close the episode out with a bit of admin. We have the Clash of the Cans winner to be announced this Wednesday. The previous episodes I recorded talked all about this, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the grand final. Obviously, they never aired because my voice was a bit out, but we will have the grand final winner announced this Wednesday. For those that missed it, the grand final was between Ghost Energy, the newcomer, not even a year old, managed to make it all the way to the grand final, and RYSE, who has been in every grand final we've had for Clash of the Cans. So it's an impressive feat to see them return. And both of our champions in previous years were knocked out. So Cellucor C4 Carbonate from the first year was knocked out, and then the reigning champion Rain was knocked out too. So no matter who wins, Ghost or RYSE, we are going to get an entirely new Clash of the Cans champion. They're both great drinks. Try them both. Enjoy them both. And we look forward to announcing the winner on Wednesday. But for this episode, thank you for listening, and look forward to having you back next time.